Hello, everybody. It's Angel of Yahweh. I read out today's almanac. Today is August 7th. Oh. Purple Heart. This is on August 7th, 1782. George Washington created the Purple Heart, America's oldest military decoration. Washington called the award for the badge of military merit and his order of the day, read in part. The general who is desirous to cherish virtuous ambition in his soldiers as well as foster and encourage every species of military merit, directs that whenever a singularly meritorious action is performed, the author of it shall be permitted to wear on his facings over his left breast the figure of a heart in purple cloth or silk edged with narrow lace or binding. Not only instances of usual gallantry, but also extraordinary fidelity and essential service in any way shall meet due reward. The badge permitted the wearer to pass sentinels without challenge. Only 3 soldiers, Elijah Churchill, William Brown, and Daniel Bissell Jr., are known to have received the award during Revolutionary War. After the Revolutionary, the ball fell out of use. In 1932, the military revived the decoration to help celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The Order of the Purple Heart is now awarded to members of armed services who have been wounded or killed in action. The modern medal has a bronze heart bearing Washington's silhouette in its purple center and the Washington coat of arms at the top. Why did George Washington choose purple? No one is sure, but for ages purple has been the color of royalty. And Washington as a common soldier who sacrifices for his country deserves as much respect as a king. As he wrote in his order creating the decoration, the road to glory in a patriot army and a free country is open to all. In history, in 1782, George Washington creates the Purple Heart. In 1789, Congress establishes the War Department, now the Department of Defense. In 1942, the U.S. troops land Guadalcanal, marking a shift by Allied forces to defensive operations and offensive campaign in the Pacific in World War II. In 1959, the United States launches Explorer 6, the first satellite to photograph Earth from orbit. Sure. In 1998, Al-Qaeda explodes bombs U.S. embassies in Nairobi, Kenya, and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, killing 224 people, including 12 Americans. Tomorrow is going to be about the father of the Constitution, so pretty interesting. So drop the link if anybody's here wants to come up. You're more than welcome. You don't have to turn on your camera, but you can talk with your mic. There's the link. I'm gonna put on some. Apparently at 10 o'clock on Dan Bongino, Trump is going to speak. So we're going to put that on. So yes, we are. So let me text everybody, let them know I'm live. Apparently there's a bunch of chaos going on. So then we're going to drop this on Ernie's. Hello. There's the link if you want to hop on up. You're more than welcome. This is here. I'm going to drop this. live. Alright, and now we're gonna Bernie. So hello, Vicky.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Waiting on Trump.
Are we gonna watch him?
Yeah, we're gonna watch him. He's on Jam Bongino
Okay.
at
I
10
just
o'clock.
I just didn't want you to be knocked off.
Screw him. I got 3 more channels.
well,
Can't talk it, take
Liberty,
it all down. So
Liberty Warrior kept on getting knocked off, so he went to Liberty Warrior, or just Liberty Warrior, no numbers.
yeah,
Limited Order 2 kept on dropping off.
I went over there and I was listening, and they weren't saying much. They were just
Jibber
panic, panic,
jabber.
panic, 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 panic. I'm
They
sorry.
do, they do, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't
I'm not into panic. You don't. There's no need to be afraid. If you're prepped, you don't need to be afraid. If you're panicking, you're not going to think straight,
what
and
about
you're
the
going to make
people? A lot of people
mistakes.
that don't know about any of this that ain't prep.
All
They're
right.
good people. They're God's people. I don't think God is gonna let the people who don't even know about it. They don't know about it. That oblivious. They don't even know. Not that they're bad or they're demos or
I
they're.
mean, there are going to be some that are not going to even. They don't listen to God, and they're not going to let. I mean, they're not. They're not prepared. They can't even cook their own food.
Well,
So
some of them don't even. Well, like just think of Silver Girl. You know, person.
Silver Girl, she's got prep. She's got you know she's got ways to handle it. I think so.
But there's some people like in the nursing home. They're not prep.
I mean, I know people, like I said, people that don't even know how to prepare their own food. You know,
I can't say that about Rebecca. She knows how.
there she is. Speak of the devil. Hello.
I started to say, speaking of the devil,
Yeah, we're talking about if people aren't prepared by now, they're going to be spooked. So we can't work. And plus,
I'm not gonna listen to my husband, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm get some food. I'm not listening to him.
and if people are panicking, they're not going to think straight. So I'm not panicking. So
I'm not panicking, but I'm just gonna go out there and I don't know,
we
soup
all know
something.
something's going to happen. I mean, that's what we've been waiting on. It's what we've been preparing for is this to happen. So I'm not panicking. I'm going to be dancing in the street if this thing happens. So
well, if it happens um, before Friday,
it's not supposed to. That's the thing. It's supposed to happen on a Friday, according to Intel.
well, my aide and my source of support believes if she gets down there on the river, they won't come back. I don't think. We'll be
Yeah.
able, but I think my new friends might be just as good.
Yeah. I'm waiting on Tucker. I mean, not Tucker, but Dan Bongino, because
Yeah,
Trump's supposed to be on there with him. So,
in 20 minutes,
yep,
my time, I think.
yep.
It's unfiltered, unfiltered.
Unfiltered. And also, Kaylee's going to go on afterwards.
Oh, I hadn't heard that part.
Yep. That was on Twata, as I call it, Twata.
I know that smells like mama, but I prefer not to have my head pillow wet. Thank you. Did a good job.
Um,
Thank you.
apparently, the Italians are burning their Jabberwocky passports today. So, they're all
Days was on the day, and we're doing some protesting in Ontario.
Yeah, I have to
Uh,
look at that later. First we're gonna watch Mr. T. I'm so ready. I can't wait to see him.
I did.
Mm.
They're allowing him on, and people are going to start believing again that Fox is legitimate and telling them the truth just because they're letting some of these other shows happen. Like Levine tonight was really nasty. I hadn't seen one of his, and his was nasty. Uh, they're
Well,
allowing
they're all gray hats, you know. So, all
that woman is in Nashville.
right.
I'm looking at Fox News on the TV. That's the Batmobile, Bat building that's behind her. The one in the middle.
Right.
No, the one on the left. Sorry, she moved.
Now, if we get on there and we were listening to Mr. T, Mr. Blonde guy, and he said, "My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us," then I'm gonna be dancing out there in the streets. I will be doing a shock puck. I will be doing the hustle. I'll do the moonwalk down my street.
Mhm.
Be sure you take your camera so we can watch.
I don't know how to moonwalk, but I'll freaking try it. You know, because I am so freaking ready for that crap.
Nobody knows how long. All I think they're going to go in there and knock all that shit out in the bud really quickly.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. The thing that I think that I felt like everything was under control. I felt like that the military had this and that everything was good until
Right.
I started seeing all those freshly military cut
Right.
haircuts and nice clothes on all those bananas coming over.
Yeah.
Still think you ought to play 40,000 pounds of bananas.
I will eventually. I'm on the long haul today, so we'll be playing a lot of shit.
Well, I love that song, and that's since Monkey started calling them bananas. It just absolutely tickles the shit.
Just remind me, we'll play it. So there's a bunch of pictures of Miss Melania and Mrs. Diana. Oh no, it's not Melania. It's Kate Middleton and Diana. Apparently, she's a comm.
Who?
Kate Middleton. She's.
I want to see that.
Let me see if I can show you. 1 second.
She didn't even know her when they were married.
But she's dressing like her. 1 second.
Oh yeah.
1 second. Let me
But
see.
she's pregnant. She's
Let me know if you can see it. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're gonna go to my. You see that?
kinda.
All the dresses.
Yeah, I can see them.
Yeah.
Not quite, but close.
You see that?
Yeah. Just dressed as the Styles at the time.
Similar color.
Mm-hmm.
It's apparently the comm. They're comms, just like when Melania dresses like Michael Jackson and shit like that. So
Why is it?
You heard this book? Let me tell you this bullshit. There's this lady named Stavia. Eustavia.
mhm.
She says she predicts stuff. Shit. She says that Melania, Diana was really Melania.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that from several sources.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
that.
but that means, but no, she says she's married to Trump and
I know. I heard that from several sources, so it may be true. I mean, I've heard that from multiple reliable sources too.
supposedly Melania was hired.
I mean, just like in Elvis, you know, he wasn't married to. Priscilla was a Hollywood wife. He actually had his, you know, a real wife that he had multiple children with. I mean, you have your optics and you have your reality, right? Holy crap!
Are you saying that, Vicky? Are you saying you don't believe that's a possibility?
Well, I don't know.
My
I think
telegram. My Telegram has 121 members. That's good. Took me forever. Rumor has it they're closing McDonald's worldwide serving human meat.
Yeah, right.
People
Man,
are
this
right
would
over that.
be, could you imagine me sitting in McDonald's and they make that announcement while you're biting into a hamburger?
That would be awesome. It'd be like that scene in that movie when with the Stand By Me when the guy like vomits all over everybody in the town. Remember what was that? Laura, hey Lourdes, that one. Remember that scene?
Which movie?
It was Stand By Me. He was telling a story about Lourdes they were having a pie eating contest or something, and he ended up like throwing up and getting the whole town throwing up on each other. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Wouldn't
I
that
know.
be awesome? Mass vomiting at McDonald's,
Oh, gross.
Mhm.
So,
There are going to be some very shocked. A lot of people going to be out of a job, though.
well, they shouldn't be working for Satanists.
Well, they don't know that.
Well, that's their fault. Do your research. People have gotten lazy and complacent.
Yeah,
Don't.
Some people don't look. They just got a job. They just want a job. They don't. They don't know about this stuff. You can't really blame them because they don't know.
I mean, I worked at McDonald's when I was, right after my divorce. I went up to Michigan, and and I got a job. I mean, it didn't last very long because I just couldn't stand the food, the smell of the food and stuff like that. Just bleh. So, I mean, it paid well, but that was, I didn't stay long. So,
There's always a joke with their ice cream.
brought up Silver Girl's name, something about needing help.
what?
Just me said,
Somebody talking about calling the sheriff out there, get to your house and everything.
Yeah, I had got. Remember, I went up on Liberty Warrior the other week see if
Right.
they had the idea, and he raised it again tonight as to if there was anybody out there that could do anything to send him a specific email, and then he'll get me in touch with me. They had a next. He for some reason put me in Florida.
I know.
Then they had me in. Rage had me in Oregon because of Hawk. He had made I'm 45 minutes across the river from Oregon. That's where I had to go to the doctor, so that's why he had. So.
does anybody have Fox on theirs?
I've got Fox on my TV.
I have it on my TV. Yeah.
Because I don't have Fox. So.
Right. I don't know.
Get you down Bon Jovi. What's his name?
Bon Jovi, Jim Bongino.
You see that picture I sent you? I think I sent it to you. Oh, I think I sent it to you on Telegram because I couldn't change the one with Trump.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to do Telegram and run a live stream at the same time, and because it always kicks me out.
I'm gonna see if I can come up with it. Give me a minute.
Okay, it's asking me for a password, and I don't have any. I don't have television, so.
It was a picture of Trump.
Yeah.
It said his name is Bon Trump. Bon Jovi. It was funny.
Yeah. I'm just waiting on
I can find his old ones.
This is the here. I'm gonna send it to you, and this is the.
But I'm not
Can you
finding.
go on? Can you go on his website and watch it? But Don.
They said it was on. It was on Fox. They said it was
Yeah,
on Fox.
but he might be on his website though, showing it on his website.
Now I looked. Dan Bongino on.
Yeah.
His old lives are there.
Right, not his new one.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we know how much they like to take stuff down. And nothing for today. So yeah. We got Bongino and Bongino report, but that's
How about podcast? No.
they haven't put it on YouTube and Fox News and nothing yet. I just don't have.
If you go.
Huh? What? Giggles. Hello, darling.
Hey, what y'all doing?
No. Waiting on
Hey,
Trump.
y'all.
Waiting on Trump.
Oh yeah, is he speaking?
Yeah, on Dan Bongino.
Oh,
But we can't find him.
I can't keep up with him.
He's on Fox, but he'll be on at Fox at 10 o'clock, which is in like
Can y'all hear me?
6 minutes. I can now.
Okay. If you go on to Don Bongino's website,
Dan Bongino.
yeah, go watch TV. Click
Dan?
watch TV. Uh huh.
D-O-N. Hold on. D-A-N.
GIONO, I guess.
Drop the link in private chat.
It won't let me. I can't. Not while I'm on. Let me. Well, it won't let me while I'm on here.
Okay.
Listen
Just-
to podcast, watch TV.
The Banjomo show. The Dan B-O-N. It's B-O-N. It's B-O-N. It's B-O-N-G-I-N-O.
.com.
The show.com. The BanjonisShow.com.
Here's unfiltered. Why is it saying it's 12 hours?
Yeah. Do you watch TV?
What? Okay, watch TV.
Yeah.
Okay. So
See if it let you do something there.
now playing. Let's see. This is clips. So
Said it was on Rumble too.
first. Watch TV.
Oh no.
It's not letting me.
That's just audible, darn it.
Percent. Legacybox.com/.
It's radio. Podcast.
Dan Bongino.
That's it. That's a.
But
I don't know if that's the show or not.
No, it said podcast. So. Oh, hold on. Copy link to tweet. Are they going to show it on Twitter?
I showed it. I found it, I believe. Hold up, let me
What?
go back. See what I did. Hold up. Okay, how did I do it? Oh yeah.
What?
I hit I hit watch TV live, and it came up. Donovan is supposed to live with hypocrisy overseen like that.
Dan Bongino.
Says now playing.
I'm finding nothing.
I'm not finding anything.
Me either.
Let me see if I can send it to you. I might have to.
You send it through Facebook?
What did you go to?
Let me see. Okay, stop it. Try to find live.
Wow. My friend just sent me, said, let's see. Breaking news. Oh, there it is. Not now. Breaking news, the Biden administration announces 834 migrant children were encountered at the southern border on Wednesday. Each child was alone and without parent or guardian. It's the highest daily number ever. That's so sad. So, let's see. Dan Bongino. Let's see. Show clips. Watch live.
Go through watch lives. It takes you to Fox News.
Right.
Yeah, but it asked me for a sign in, and I don't have a sign in
Not asking me for one.
because you already signed in.
No, I didn't.
Oh, what? Did you try that one that Did you try that link that she sent you a private message?
Hold on, let me see.
Hi, Giggles.
Hey,
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. When's your
You
How's
how's
what?
everything going on with your daughter's
I
job?
gotta watch it for 20, 30 more minutes, and then I'll cut out. You only allowed like 30 minutes of free time.
Yeah, I guess don't go on there until he's ready to talk.
I'm not gonna do that when I don't have a Fox.
Guys,
What's that?
that's his show coming on.
Okay.
I just try that link and see if it works. They require
I'm gonna wait till you hear me. He's talking.
I do that link I just put up.
Yeah.
He's now talking on my TV.
Dan Bongino is.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear him talking so I can put him up.
It asked me for a location, so I had to allow Fox to know my location.
Oh yeah, it did the same thing for me.
He's talking now on my TV too.
Is it Trump?
Yep.
Trump is talking?
Well, he's coming. Hang on. I turned him down, so I don't know why he won't talk to me.
Is he going to be there live, or is he just going to be on
But
He's
no,
gonna be
phone
alive.
conversation?
I somehow. Oh, I know what I did. I muted in the other.
The crushing burden on the Democrat Party to continue to lie to the American people is going to be exposed.
Just hear him.
That's him.
Yeah, we can hear him. I'd rather hear him than see him.
Optimistic about the impending end of wokeism and the failure of the Cultural Revolution is that the dangers they pose are unsustainable. And by that, I mean they require such dissimulation that the load of lies eventually will snap the spine of those asked to carry and disseminate them. So what are the things they're openly lying about? Well, first is obviously immigration. You see this tweet by our own Bill Malugin? He's actually down at the border, folks. Like, he's there. He can see it with his own eyes. He tweeted this week that the city of McAllen, Texas, says the federal government's released over 7,000 COVID-positive migrants into their city since February, including over 1,500 new infected migrants in just the last week alone. Local state of disaster in McAllen has been declared. It's not Malugin lying. It's someone else. Look at this video, by the way. Your eyes lying to you, or Bill Malugin's eyes lying to him? This is people piling out of buses into McAllen, Texas. You see it right there on your screen. This wasn't some AI that created this. So who do you believe? Your eyeballs or Jen Psaki and the Biden administration? Take a look at this.
Does the president think his immigration plan is working?
Well, the president continues to convey to anyone, as you've said, who wants to come to the United States, now is not the time to come. It is not the time to come and try to go through irregular migrations. We're still at work on and improving a process and improving a system that was very broken when we took office.
Folks, we have no border, okay? Let's just be candid and stop the insanity, please. The southern border has been entirely evaporated by the Biden administration. You can waltz right in here. And Jen Psaki is trying to deflect from that question because she knows it's going to be electorally damaging in 2022. It's a lie, but she carries the lie all the time. And what's Joe Biden up to? Is he telling the truth? No, the truth and Joe Biden, they don't mix. They're like oil and water. Joe Biden's busy blaming other people, notably Republican governors, and that's not an accident, Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott.
Some governors aren't willing to do the right thing to beat this pandemic. Then they should allow businesses and universities who want to do the right thing to be able to do it. I say to these governors, please help. But if you aren't going to help, at least get out of the way of the people who are trying to do the right thing.
The incredible irony of this failed president attacking the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, about his handling of coronavirus at their border in Texas while promoting open borders himself. Oh, I mean, if this doesn't get under your skin, nothing ever will. Also, how disturbing to attack the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who's had a relatively good track record in his handling of the coronavirus in his state, my home state of Florida. How do I know that? Because I believe in this thing called numbers. Here it is, Florida. Listen, every death is tragic, folks, no doubt. It's a serious crisis. But where does Florida rank when you measure deaths per capita per 100,000 people? They rank 25th. Who's at the top? New Jersey and New York City, and Massachusetts, by the way. New Jersey and New York City led by, yes, Democrats. But yeah, he focuses all of his ire on Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott. The burden of carrying these lies all the time. The good news is Ron DeSantis wasn't having any of it.
Joe Biden suggests that if you don't do lockdown policies, then you should, quote, get out of the way. But let me tell you this. If you're coming after the rights of parents in Florida, I'm standing in your way. If you're trying to restrict people, impose mandates, if you're trying to ruin their jobs and their livelihoods and their small business, if you are trying to lock people down, I am standing in your way, and I'm standing for the people of Florida. So why don't you do your job? Why don't you get this border secure? And until you do that, I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you. Thank you.
The endless lies, the deception. There's an opportunity cost to this. It's preventing us from focusing on what really matters here. Treatments, therapeutics, public education. They're not doing any of that. They're too busy lying. And the final lie. Imagine carrying the burden of this lie. The lie that the crime wave in liberal cities, that was just the summer thing.
Crime historically rises during the summer. And as we emerge from this pandemic, summer spike may even be more pronounced than it usually would be.
We see spikes in violent crime typically during summer months, often, unfortunately, during holiday weekends.
This is an obvious lie. They must think you're idiots. The numbers don't lie. People are seeing it. Some of these people have been victims. Look at this. Murder rates in liberal-run cities from 2020 to now. 85% up, 96% up 30%, 52%, 82%. Portland, 327%. These are real people. These are real lives. These aren't statistics. Folks, 2022 can't come quickly enough. Your family matters. The country matters. And the truth matters. It's time for this party to step up and tell the American people the truth. We can deal with it. We're never going to fix this place if you can't tell us the truth about what's wrong. Coming up next to comment on this Democrat love affair with lying and many more issues, former President Donald Trump. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the DIFY show, the show where others do it for you. Today we're tackling a challenging project, a busted water line. We've already completed the...
He's not formal. Mm-hmm.
No. No, Monday they said they have to start wearing masks again at their work. She wasn't too happy about that.
I didn't think that Memphis was a Democratic city.
Tennessee's not. It's a red state, but Memphis is a Democratic.
Liberals.
Local government is Democratic.
So I was making coffee.
Coffee.
I can only handle 1 cup a day.
1 pot a day.
Yeah, it's like coffee really didn't it didn't make me stay awake. Like I could drink a cup and go to bed.
I can go to bed like that after drinking a cup.
Yeah, me too.
Come here. Come here. Ah, see your
Huh?
Silver Girls. I can see the camera, the monitor.
Oh, she's trying to show. Oh.
I believe in it. See?
I like that. That's nice. I wish I had a separate camera. Mine's built into the laptop. Kind of. Come here.
Bring you down a little bit, Silver Girl.
Mm-mm. There's Miss Baby Girl.
It's kind of at an angle.
That's good. I think it's good right there. So it was good. So. That's good. Right there. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta switch to the real one.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. You might want to make it bigger, unless
that's what she said.
Because when I'm looking at that,
there you go.
What? But what's that blinking?
That's her. That's her thingamajiggy. Hey.
Whoops! It doesn't want to sit there either.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I have to see this side to be able to see what it's showing. But I don't think. I mean, I can't. When I flip back, I can't tell what you see and what you don't see.
You seen what we're seeing on the screen, so.
But right now I'm on StreamYard.
Right, that's what I'm
on. That scene. What was it on his channel?
And then when I switch to Fox, that's all I see. Otherwise, I can't tell what you guys see.
I think it's perfect right there. And then if you blow it up full screen, we should be able to see it all. So.
Welcome to Unfiltered. Joining me now is the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump. President Trump, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Stan. Good to be with you.
It's all right. He's not even live.
When you were in office, you declared an emergency at the border in April of 2020 when you realized the problems you were going to have with coronavirus. Apprehensions at the border dropped to 16,000.
Hard to hear, Vicky, when you're talking.
After you made that decision. President Biden's done the exact opposite, and apprehensions at the border are upwards of 200,000. This is a total failure, isn't it?
There's never been anything like it. We had the safest border, the most secure border in the history of our country, and now we have by far the worst. Hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country on a monthly basis, and we're talking about millions of people, millions and millions. And the worst of all is other countries are emptying out their jails and prisoners are coming in. And these are rough prisoners. These are the toughest prisoners you'll find anywhere. And they're coming into our country totally unchecked. And it's a disgrace. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country.
Mr. President, you had a big win, an endorsement of Mike Carey for Congress. Big win for you and your endorsement over there. What are your feelings about 2022 and 2024, if you wouldn't mind, given the Democrats' obvious overreach, defunding the police, inflation out of control? We don't even have a southern border anymore. Your feelings on 2022 and where the Democrats' luck may be?
Well, I feel very good about it. We also had a big win in Texas. So we had 2 Republicans running. We won 3 months ago, a big one, and we got 2 Republicans running, no Democrat. And the Democrats that voted, of course, voted against me. But that was a tremendous win. And then we had the big win in Ohio. That was more of a normal election. And Mike won by really a lot. I mean, what he did was fantastic. And he trounced the opposition. And some very good people in that opposition, by the way. But Mike Carey is going to do a fantastic job. He's got an election coming. But I think he's going to do very well in it.
Mr. President, where do you stand on this explosion and reemergence of mandates? You know, we get it. We've heard the science on the vaccine. We get it. It's a serious threat to virus, to at-risk groups. Everybody understands that. You didn't have as much information when you got in office. It was a new virus, obviously. Where do you stand on these mandates?
Well, first of all, could you imagine if I were president right now and we had this massive attack from the coronavirus? You know, now they like to call it they have new names and they have other new names, but it's exactly what we had. We had the same thing. If that were me, they'd be saying, what a horrible thing, what a horrible job. I don't ever hear that, you know, and these are numbers in some cases that are equivalent to what it was, but we don't hear that. I think I have to be a big vaccine fan because I'm the one that got it done so quickly. We got it done in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 years. They would have never even gotten it done. So I'm a big fan. At the same time, I'm a big fan of our freedoms, and people have to make that choice for themselves. And I would recommend that they get it and they get it done, and they're being protected, and the vaccines turn out to be a tremendous thing. And I also, though, feel strongly there are some people that do not want to do it. And I really believe in somebody's choice, somebody's freedom. And that's the way it is. The mandates are crazy. And what they're doing with schools now they don't know, are they going to keep them closed or what are they doing? The teachers union now is in flux. All of the things that are happening, people have to get back. The kids have to get back to school. They do very well against the coronavirus. They do unbelievable, or as I call it, the China virus, because that's what it is. It's the China virus. That's where it came from. Came from the lab. I said it came from the lab. Now they're all saying, well, I guess he was right about that. But they used to take people off. They probably still do. They'd take them off Twitter. They'd take them, they'd deplatform people when you said it came from the lab. But it came from the Wuhan lab, and it's a disgrace what happened. Frankly, a real disgrace.
Mr. President, that segues into my next question. I was going to ask. The media coverage during your administration was an abomination, and that may be selling it short. I mean, it was really atrocious. Whether it was the Wuhan lab leak, which looks likely at this point, and accurately, you said that in the beginning and pointed that could be a likely scenario. But one of the other things I find odd is, you know, you were very gracious to Democrat governors during the crisis, whether it was Governor Murphy you had at the White House, or Governor Cuomo, even though you have obvious political differences. You sent the comfort up there. And these Democrat governors had a really terrible record. Their deaths per 100,000 people are the worst in the country, in New York and New Jersey. And yet now it's the opposite approach by the media, sir. Now Joe Biden's in the White House, has his own crisis to deal with, and Republican governors, Abbott and DeSantis, all of a sudden are the enemies. Odd, no?
Yeah. Well, it's a great way of phrasing. It's very interesting. You know, I used to do a weekly call. We would have a weekly call with governors, and all governors, Republicans, Democrats, would have 50 governors on plus, because we'd have people from the islands, we'd have others, but we'd had 50 governors, and they were very gracious, and they would say what a great job we did, unbelievable job. And then some of them would go out and do a press conference and say exactly the opposite. It was disgraceful. But I could, and by the way, we could write a book on governors. I am the king of governors because I could tell you the good ones and the bad ones. And you have some very good ones and you have some really, really bad ones, both parties. But you have some good ones and some really bad ones. But I noticed the way they're going after DeSantis. I noticed the way they're going after our great governor from Texas. And he's done, Greg Abbott, he's done a really good job. Ron's done a really good job. But they're going after Republican governors. I, to a much lesser extent, did that, unless I thought they were doing a bad job. Some obviously did a horrible job. I mean, they've destroyed their states. It's going to be years before they can really come back. But no, it's a total double standard, and the press understands that. But the press has been unbelievably dishonest and corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible how the governors, again, were heroes in your administration, despite being goats, and now the opposite story because you're out of office. Let me move on to a different topic, if I may. Cori Bush, member of the Squad, she's a congresswoman. She came out this week and reignited calls to defund the police. This has been an absolute apocalypse for the Democrats, even though Joe Biden, during the campaign against you, was on the record saying, yeah, he'd be for reallocating some money away from police. This is going to be a disaster for them in 2022, isn't it?
Well, I think it's going to be. I think we're going to do very well. We've done a great job. Look, we had the strongest border in the history of our country. Another 2 months, we would have had the wall completed. Now they're paying billions and billions of dollars not to build the wall, not to complete it. We would have had it done in 2 months, maybe even less than that. Got to be painted or it's going to rust. They know that, but they don't want to do that either. They are just... who knows where they're coming from? Look what's coming into our country. Who knows what they're doing? But I will tell you, I watched her the other day. I watched the hatred. I watched the statements that she was making. And no, she wants to defund, and they want to defund. It's not a popular issue. So some of them are trying to back off it. But they want to defund the police. They want, like, the voter ID. They don't want it. They don't want voter ID. Now, every once in a while, you'll see them come out, oh, absolutely, we love voter ID, because they're seeing poll numbers. It's 88% positive. So some of them are now saying, look, we can't ruin our political career over it. So all of a sudden they're saying, we'll accept voter ID. It's disgraceful. But they want to defund the police. And tell me that makes sense. Look at what's going on in New York. Look at the crime in New York. Look at the incidents that happened where they're beating up elderly people in the streets, beating them up. And the cops aren't doing anything. And our prosecutors, they're just after Republicans, guys like me, the prosecutors. They should be. I think the biggest problem is our prosecutors in New York and other places. They go after Republicans, but if you kill somebody, you're okay. It's a disgrace what's happening. And I don't think the country's going to stand for it much longer. They're disgusted. You have a fake election. You have an election with voter abuse and with voter fraud like nobody's ever seen before. And based on that and based on what happened, they're destroying our country, whether it's at the border, whether it's on crime. I could say in plenty of instances, including military, you look at the leaders of military, the woke leaders of military. We have to focus on our great military for what it's supposed to be, to protect us against very powerful countries like Russia and China and others who don't exactly love us.
Mr. President, can you stay with us through this brief break?
Yes, go ahead, Dan. Sure.
Thank you. We'll be right back with former President Donald Trump. Stay tuned.
Sometimes you might not feel ready for the moment. With Roman at your side,
we got this.
I like how we can talk during the breaks.
Erectile dysfunction discreetly, so that you're ready.
I forgot what he said. Silver Girl, you don't have to put that up no more. You don't have to do that anymore.
I don't know if you can hear us.
Outdoorsy is a circle. RV owners with RV renters like us.
Oh, okay. We didn't know.
We absolutely love renting RVs because you bring your home on the road with you. Once you put that key in the ignition, you're on vacation.
apparently LW thinks you're in Florida. So you need to reach out to LW and let him know where you're at. So you wish you were in Florida. I wish I was in Florida. Florida would be nice right now. I could lay on the beach.
Yeah, my mother-in-law lives in Florida. We just ain't had the time or the money. Well, my husband ain't had time. Oh, we ain't had the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it still takes money to go with gas and stuff, even though a place to stay. But when you go down there, you want to go out to eat. A nice little I love to go eat seafood when I go to Florida.
When the last time I went to Florida, I went to Clearwater with my sister.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But it's okay. Clearwater's a couple resort area kind of thing, and it's like I was like the only single person there, so I just walked around.
You're probably more like Panama City.
So I just walked around, walked up the pier. They had like little booths, like a little flea market set up on the booths, along the pier, and then on the weekends they would set up a movie screen and you'd watch movies by the beach and stuff, which was nice. So
you might not like Navarre.
I'm not much of a drinker, so yeah.
No, I didn't say bar. I said Navarre. Navarre.
What's that?
It's a city in Florida.
Ah, never heard of it. I think said hit the bars. I'm like, I don't.
Well, there's plenty of them down there.
Oh, I know. My friend, she liked the ones that were in the ocean and you could swim to it. But
you have to go to South Florida for that. You don't see that lot in Pensacola.
Yeah, I mean, I never put my foot in the water really.
It's nice. You should. Oh, your skin feels so good afterwards.
I mean, I like put my feet in it, but I don't like swimming in it because when I was in,
I don't either because it gets in your eyes.
Right.
When
it smells, it didn't smell as good as it used to. Now it just stinks. So
it's beautiful though. It's Pensacola. It's beautiful.
I know, but when I went, like I said, that was the last time I went to the beach. It just
the sands are so white.
Yeah,
they've got the whitest sands. That's what they're known for.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot too. Make sure you wear your flip flops or.
Oh shoot! I trust me. I know. I've been to Florida many times.
I remember back in the 80s when I went down there. I remember there. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Fox News Live. I'm Jackie Ibanez in New York. The Dixie Fire, burning in 2 Northern California counties, is now the largest single wildfire in the state's history. The fire has scorched 450,000 acres and forced mass evacuations, threatening thousands of homes and businesses. On Thursday, it reduced the gold rush town of Greenville to ashes. No deaths have been reported, but at least 5 people are missing tonight. More than 100 wildfires are raging across the West, with new fires erupting this week in Alaska, Oregon, Montana, and Wyoming. Meanwhile, overseas, massive wildfires there raging across parts of Europe, forcing thousands from their homes. 8 people have died in Turkey. Unprecedented heat is fueling the flames, but rain is bringing some relief. And at least 55 fires are burning across Greece. Police are going door to door there in some areas, urging people to leave their homes. I'm Jackie Ibanez, now back to Unfiltered with Dan Bongino. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Unfiltered, and we're back with former President Donald Trump. Mr. President, you've always, when you give speeches and you see an American flag, you made a point to grab the flag, hug the flag, embrace yourself in our country. You've been very proud of our country. Yet we have athletes in the Olympics supposedly representing our country, deciding it's a good idea in front of an international audience to embarrass the country and take a knee, and you see ratings plummet as a result. Your thoughts on that?
Well, the ratings do. It plummeted for the NFL. It plummeted for baseball. You see what's going on. But look at the soccer team, the women's soccer team. All of a sudden, they're not like they were. They were supposed to win the gold medal. But the word woke means loser. If you're woke, you're going to lose. And ultimately, we're not going to let woke make this country into a loser. But you watch that, and I watched some of the people, and I was very proud that some of the young women of the soccer team stood up proudly, and they stood up proudly against all odds with what they have to put up with on that team. But the word woke is loser, and our soccer team did not get the gold medal, and they frankly didn't even come close to it. And we are, look, the country doesn't like it. I don't like it. And a lot of people have turned off the sports. LeBron James, they don't like him. The NBA didn't do great, but they did better after he was out. They don't want this. There's enough of it. They want to watch sports. They want to watch great athletes. They don't want politics in the middle of their sports games. And that includes the announcers, too. I hear some of these announcers that they're not big shots, that I can tell you, but I listen to what they say, and you just want to turn off the game. And many people do. You see the ratings, how bad they are.
Yeah. Mr. President, I appreciate your time, been very generous with it. One question for you about school closures. This is a hot issue right now. The teachers' unions, remarkably, we saw a story out at Fox News about the Chicago's teachers' union, which is implying they could shut down the schools again now. Parents, understandably, are really fired up. This could be upwards of 3 years of their children's lives taken away from them. No social interaction, no school. It's just not the same on Zoom. It's just not the same thing. Your thoughts on that as a father yourself?
Well, first of all, you mentioned Chicago. Let's talk about crime before we talk about that. But they're both just horrible. But where 70 people get shot over a weekend, 70 people, and many of those people die. In Afghanistan, we haven't lost a soldier in a year and a half because of what I did. In a year and a half. And yet in Chicago, you have 70, 80 people being shot some weekends. It's a disgrace. As far as the schools have to open. These young people are losing a big part of their life, and they're not going to recover from it. The schools have to open. What they're going through socially, I mean, they're not dealing with people. I don't think it's going to leave a scar on their lives. It's going to leave a psychological scar. We have to open our schools. I say, let the teachers get the vaccine. They should get the vaccine. I hope they do. Again, it's something I'm very proud of. I think if we didn't come up during the Trump administration with a vaccine, you could have 100 million people dead, just like you had in 1917. You take the Spanish flu, 100 million people, up to 100 million people died. I think we'd be in that territory. This has been great for the world. But the teachers, let them go, get the vaccine. I don't know how they're being dealt with. They have different unions, but they have one in particular. They don't want to ever go back to work. It's crazy. Yeah. Our children need to be they need to be educated. You know, it's turned out computers are wonderful and all of that. But one thing we've learned through college and school, the undergraduate everything, is that being in the school is much better than looking at a computer screen. That's one thing almost everybody universally agrees to. And the children have to go back to school.
Mr. President, last question, and we'll let you go again. Thanks for your time. The Biden administration's taken a shot at your economic record, which is kind of hilarious given how awful of a job they've done. They're comparing the rebound from the coronavirus, the lows, to your record. Now, when you got into office, GDP grew well over the average of the 8 Obama years. That's got to upset you, given everything you did to juice the economy at the time, tax cuts and everything else.
So the reason that our economy is doing well right now, relatively well, is because of the foundations that we built. What they're doing and the numbers that you're seeing are because of us, not because of them. Plus, what they're doing is a lot of artificial stimulus is being added in, which makes numbers look a little bit better. But the reason we're doing well is because of what we did. If you look at just prior to the virus coming in from China, we had the greatest employment numbers we've ever had. We had 160 million people working, African American, Asian American, Hispanic American, women, people with diplomas, without diplomas, high schools without and with diplomas. Everybody at the top of the line. In the history of our country, it was the strongest. And again, we've never had 160 million people working, not even close right now. So we had the best numbers we've ever had. Then we had the virus come in, and then I rebuilt the economy a second time. And they're just going off what I rebuilt. That's all they're doing because they're killing the economy. You're going to have inflation. It's going to eat us alive. We were energy independent. We're no longer energy independent. I don't know if you saw, Dan, but they went to sea and they had meetings with Russia and OPEC to see if they would get us more energy. We had so much energy, we didn't know what to do with it. We were $1.87 a gallon for gasoline, and now we're up to $4.50, and it's going much higher. So what they're doing is going to destroy the economics of our country, and maybe more importantly, what they're doing at the border and other places, and with a lack of respect that other countries have for us, our country is being destroyed.
Mr. President, thanks for your time. It's an honor to speak to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dan. Bye.
Coming up next, an all-star panel reacts to my interview with President Donald Trump. His former press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, his former acting ICE director, Tom Homan, and Fox News contributor, my friend Joe Concha. All join me next. Don't miss it.
Commercial time.
Yeah, I was looking. He said a bunch of numbers. So I put it in the board. 1917. Let me share. 1 second. And he said a bunch of numbers. So 1917, which shows Prince Philip. You know what shoes they're all wearing. And says, what are the shovels used for? Digging. 450. Because he said 450.
I don't know that we're going to be able, I'm going to stay on the whole time because I just saw something on this. It says, enjoy your preview pass for the next 25 minutes. In other words, this is a preview pass, apparently.
Yeah, the same thing.
So we got it, it'll just shut off on itself when it goes.
Yeah.
But
same.
It's 7:33, so
we'll just wait. We'll play what we can, and then we have to listen to Trump, though. Thank you very much.
yeah, you're gonna get much. I would think a lot of this next section.
Right. So
as soon as they,
yeah, I appreciate you. And then we've got 450,
Yes, ma'am.
which is December 23rd, 2017. It's from Anon. It said, search crumbs number 2. Who is number 2? No deals. 17. Shows a picture of Donald Trump from his tweets. Said, wow, FBI lawyer James Baker resigned, according to Fox News.
James Baker's out of Tennessee.
Huh?
James Baker's out of Tennessee.
Yeah. FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is racing the clock to retire with full benefits, 90 days to go. This is, how can FBI Director Andrew McCabe, the man in charge, along with leaking James Comey, the phony Hillary Clinton investigation, including her 33,000 illegally deleted emails, giving $700,000 for wife's campaign by Clinton puppets during the investigation. That's the picture there. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Then we have that was there, and then it said 5 minutes before Trump posted again. Another Anon. On the 23rd, 2017, it says FBI Director Andrew McCabe is racing the clock with 90 to retire with full benefits, 90 days to go. And it has a question mark in between the exclamations. See the question mark? Pick related. Holy shit. Is that exactly what I wrote earlier? See my post. Q. POTUS actually see my post. One more motivation if so. So apparently Mr. T reads the boards. So then he said 100. Remember, he said 100 towards the end, or in the middle. It said, "Who's the Queen of England? How long in power? With power comes corruption."
Are crazy, and what they're doing with schools now they don't know, are they going to keep them closed, or what are they doing? The teachers union now is in flux. All of the things that are happening, people have to get back, the kids have to get back to school. These young people are losing a big part of their life, and they're not going to recover from it. The schools have to open. It's going to leave a psychological scar. We have to open our schools. I say, let the teachers get the vaccine. They should get the vaccine. I hope they do.
Here to react to my interview with President Trump are his former press secretary and co-host of Outnumbered, Kayleigh McEnany, former acting ICE director and Fox News contributor, Tom Homan, and Fox News contributor and media columnist for The Hill, Joe Concha. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I appreciate it. Kayleigh, I'll go to you first. I asked the president about these dreadful implications from the teachers' unions that they may be shutting down the schools again, specifically in Chicago. Your thoughts on that as well?
He was fired up about it. Look, Dan, I'll never forget the press asking me, when the president says he wants schools open, does he mean every day of the week? Does he mean partially? What exactly does he mean? I went to him in the Oval Office. I said, what do you mean? I'm pretty sure I know your gut instinct says, I want schools open. Kids are not very affected by this. They don't transmit it the same way. I want schools open because it's in the best interest of the child. I was pretty sure that was the answer. I went into the Oval Office across from the Resolute desk, and he said, yes, I want them open, and I want them open now. This was in July of last year. The data was always there. Schools need to be open. Abuse claims are reported in schools. School lunches, a lot of kids depend on this. Everyone should be on board with this. The president was unmistakable. And then you have this guy, Joe Biden, walk in, kowtowing to the teachers union. On Friday, Jen Psaki was asked, hey, can you name one parent group you guys are working with at the CDC? She could not name one because the parent and the child do not come first. The teachers union does. But I miss the president, President Trump, who always put the American people, the children of this country first. Boy, it was good to hear from him for 2 segments there with you, Dan.
Yeah, it sure was. Tom, I'll go to you next. We asked him about the border crisis. You can hear his answer.
We had the safest border, the most secure border in the history of our country, and now we have by far the worst. Hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country on a monthly basis, and we're talking about millions of people, millions and millions. Who knows where they're coming from? Look what's coming into our country. Who knows what they're doing?
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the president, look, the greatest part of his legacy, I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan, respect them all, but no president did more secure our border than President Trump. That's just a stone cold fact. He had illegal immigration down between 60 and 80%, depending on what month you look at. And for instance, we look at the releases right now. In FY 21, President Trump had 3 months. You know how many releases we did in the United States? Total in 4 months, 43. 43 people were released with court dates because they had some humanitarian issue. Might have been an 8-month pregnant woman or some sort of issue we couldn't deal with. But they were released to go to court. 43. How many is Biden administration released? 167,000. Most of them without court dates at all. So President Trump gave a more secure border. And for those people who keep saying, like the Biden administration, well, they were cruel and they're inhumane policies under Trump. Let me tell you something. I've done this for 35 years. When illegal immigration is down 80%, how many women didn't get raped? How many children didn't die? How many COVID-affected people didn't get released in the United States? How many pounds of fentanyl did not make it across that border because half the border chose tied up with its humanitarian crisis? President Trump not only secured the border, he saved thousands of lives by securing the border.
Tom, that's a staggering number, 43 versus 100,000+. I think you opened everybody's eyes on the panel right there. My gosh. Joe, I'll go to you next. We spoke to President Trump. You're obviously an expert in the media coverage. Is what you do for a living. I asked him about the coverage of governors during his time.
I noticed the way they're going after DeSantis. I noticed the way they're going after our great governor from Texas. And he's done, Greg Abbott, he's done a really good job. Ron's done a really good job. But they're going after Republican governors. It's a total double standard, and the press understands that, but the press has been unbelievably dishonest and corrupt.
Remember, just to sum it up, the Democrat governors were all heroes during the Trump administration, and now, even though the Republican governors have performed a lot better, they're all seemingly the goats now that Biden's in office.
Apparently, it all depends on whether you have a D or an R next to your name. And look, what was most palpable during that interview, Dan, what really stood out as a takeaway for me was just how frustrated, almost seething, the president was in terms of where the country has gone in the 7 months since Mr. Biden took office, particularly as it pertains to the border that Tom just talked about and skyrocketing violent crime across the country. But I thought was something that was very noticeable. One, he used the word disgrace or disgraceful 7 times, I counted, over those 2 segments. But then he also encouraged teachers to get the vaccine. And we always hear, well, the president's not encouraging, and that is Trump, people to get the vaccine that came under his watch, Operation Warp Speed enough. But 7 months in New York, for example, only 40% of teachers are still not vaccinated as of last week. That's a staggering number. And look, the president overall has a right to feel the way he did in the tone that he had during that interview based on these staggering numbers. 83%, 8 in 10, Dan, are very concerned about inflation. That's according to a New York Times poll. So you have a country that is more expensive to live in regardless of income. 78%, about 8 in 10 of voters say that they believe that crime is a major problem in the United States. And obviously the president talked about elderly people getting beaten in the streets in New York and 70 to 80 shootings a weekend in Chicago. And finally, on Mr. Biden's handling of the border, just 1 in 3, 33% approve of the job he is doing on the border. But wow, I mean, who knew 33% of the public was blind and deaf, to Tom's point, because there can't be a sane person with working eyes and ears who believes things are going well at the border. Overall, you felt the president's frustration. He wants to be back in the game to fix all these things that he had fixed before the next administration came in.
Yeah, Kaylee, just kind of an interesting segue from Joe's point about all these damaging statistics. 2022, I'm out of the predictions game, but it does not look good for the Democrats. We asked President Trump about it. Your opinion on where 2022, you've been around Republican politics for a long time, is going to go, given inflation, the defund the police movement, the crime crisis, the evaporating border, poor handling of the coronavirus by the Biden administration. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, look, number one issue, crime, 100%. People don't feel safe in their homes. But number two, and this is where President Trump was so good, he understood the cultural issues, which the left dismisses as a right-wing crazy, theme to try to sway voters, but it's not crazy. President Trump always puts his finger on it, be it the NFL kneeling, not feeling you can speak up and give your conservative viewpoint, or in this case, he mentioned the Olympics, not having pride in our country, this racial division that has been sparked, kerosene thrown on the fire by the left. President Trump has fought against that. And I'm telling you, number one issue is crime. Number two, race relations. Number three, political correctness. Number 2 and 3 combined. There's a hurricane brewing in this country. People are sick of disrespect for this country. They're sick of racial division. Most people just want unity. President Trump gets that.
Yeah, agreed. Kaylee, gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Next. How can Democrats possibly rationalize this $1 trillion price tag on the infrastructure bill?
Thank you, Dolly. What was that word that you kept saying?
I was just seeing if I could show it on the big TV if something else came up, but.
Yeah. What was that one that you kept saying over again? The word?
Disgraceful.
Disgraceful. Thank you.
Wasn't that it?
Yeah, that's it.
My gut answered that, not my head.
Oh, yeah. I always listen to my gut. Your gut is spot on. I trust your gut more than I trust most people's.
Hey, Dale.
You can take me. I mean, I love seeing Dale up there, but you might want to put your guys' other selves up there.
Whew.
It's disgraceful, is it? DIS.
What are you looking at? Where?
Gematria.
Oh.
Disgraceful. I think that's it. I got it. All right. I'm doing the Gematria. I'm going to show y'all the Gematria. Let me take you off the main screen.
That's good. I don't like being up there.
And look at your little Dale up there, though.
I love little Dale up there, but I don't like me up there.
I know.
But
So,
Dale, as a friend of mine who was invited over as one of Dale's favorite people said afterwards when she was trying to explain it to her daughter, she said, "You just don't understand. Dale's not a dog. He never was a dog. He didn't die as a dog. He was a little spirit person. He was a human. You never met Dale. Dale was not a dog. He was a human."
So the disgraceful in Jewish is 425, and English is 630, and this in simple is 105, and it says Rothschild Bank. Oh, look for God here. Purple. And today was a purple heart. In the patriotic book, so something to do with purple today. All or nothing. What does the color purple represent? Royalty.
Right.
Who is it? Remember, it ties in with that Q drop. Says something about the Queen. All right. All or nothing. Social distance. Alexis. F.U. Dope God. Another Rothschild Bank again. This one said 1313. This one says 1312. Lady, Preston, Cerrito, Sitoro, whatever it is. K, Information, Disgraceful, the Archangel Samuel, Prosper.
I just saw the one down.
Quote, Obama, the hand of Satan. The Renegade Archangel, Euros, Igor Kolek, whatever, Adriana Francesca Lima, Great Satan, Did Not See Death, Department, Trooper, Death Portal, Trapdoor, Shot in the Face, Internal God, Define Oneself, the Master Healer, who is the Master Healer? That's the Lord Christ. Anne-Marie Chambers, Pandora is Amen So Dead, A Halter Top, Babel, Vork to Rest, Sufism Under Grace, Internal Statism, The Force is a Fight, is Forcing a Fight, Palo Castillo. Anyway, so we're going to do the simple in the English, which is pyramids, Egypt, or also Antarctica. That has pyramids, and Brazil has its, South America. There's pyramids everywhere. The God of all, the Bible, Lord God, Ashley Babbitt. Didn't something just drop about her that her family filed a lawsuit?
Another cop died today. I mean, no, he didn't die today. He was determined to have died of suicide today. He died in July.
Well, I seen that article. I seen something today that the family has filed a wrongful death.
They oughta.
They did. So, A.O. Ray, Garcia, A. Raymond, Light Lord, Alex Jones, Red October, 9/11, Internet.
It started them all.
Yeah. Goddess Eve, Christine.
Simpson was on TV today.
Yeah. Giant Voice, Neuralink, Simpson, The World, Kim Clement, Lord Oh God, Blood Moon, Francis Bacon, New Zealand, Dorothy, Masonry, Praise Hell, All Is Well, Adrena, you know what?
Yeah.
Mockingbird, Savior, Horizon, Arcturian, Sunrise, Symbols, I Am the Lord, Light Sign, Light Bearer, In the Garden, Messenger, Gratitude, God's Key, Green Light, Green light. Gustavo, Amazing Grace, Pyramids again. Maximilian, God is Great. No. So, would it no? Wouldn't that be Nano?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be Rob Williams? Nano.
Yeah, I would think it would be.
And then I stopped this one, and then I looked up where he said the teachers must get the Jabberwocky.
Uh-huh.
So I looked up that one.
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that.
Says teachers should get the vaccine and the Jamatra, and the Jewish one is 1650, and English is 1680, and then simple is 280. That says continual brainwashing, the greatest hoax ever. Val, Zurika, Petrovic, Holy Spirit, Divine Gene, destroying the happiness of others, the endless power of brain, double whammy, Holy Spirit Ascension Year, construction of immorality. The master number is Mikhen, deadly blaspheme of the Holy Spirit. She will raise the dead, speaking Kabbalah. Sure, sometimes ropes are great, but cryptocurrency, blockchain, only fragments of the Bible are truth. It's time for us to leave. Ooh, I like that. Adolf Hitler seemed like a nice guy in that part. Arsons of every bank, Babylon Tower, the doggone no of Tolo, the crazy, hateful person, lovely Rita Meter Maid. That's a Beatles song. Lovely Rita Meter Maid. I will kill both of their armies. Jason Devon Ocha. Vireles Spinoza. God with predicate grammar name. Messiah of Adversary. WordPress.org. Teddy's Lost Somewhere. Zuveranism. Yahweh Elohanu. That's God's name. In the Nave of Destruction, Rome, New York. The Alpha, the Omega, the final code to break Christ's second coming is rapture to a wedding, adversary of Messiah, salvation from Satan's Islam, jumping jacks, eternal death is only solution. Oh Lord, hear even me crying. New York, Mexico. Do not accept the RFID chip. It is evil. Huh. What'd I tell you? The storm is here now. Lisa Boy equals Italian sausage again. Who is the enemy? Eminem's going to get burned alive. Wow.
Oh, I know, right?
Here's a simple in English. I am the key, name decoding end times. Emmanuel is called the Lord. Lord Christ, the second coming. Jesus Christ in Seattle, Washington. Well, you're lucky there, Silver. I'm the point of Gematrix magic. Terry Dale McHuntner Virgo. Gifted channeling of Almighty God. Any moment you will fly. You are Mick Hen, and that's a fact. What is the mark on my head for? The creator of the universe, who is my cosmic soulmate. Comprehension breakthrough. I am evil's worst nightmare. Head under demonic mind control. Anyone defending Satan is Satan. Symbol with a secret meaning. Don't you quit on me now. The decoder wants to be finished. Man clothed with the sun. I am the point of geometrics media. I know that I know nothing. Boner is a natural code breaker. Shock, 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 shock. A human was killed by the FBI. That leads. There's a lot of humans killed by the FBI. Famous for 15 minutes. The key of bottomless pit. Queen Paris Hilton Boner. The fallen angel Satan, unclean bird. Big Hen, light of the Messiah. The spirits are around us. Child orphans of the rapture. Comet, Ellen Yellowstone. Commit the unforgivable sin. My side is hurting really bad. If you are brave and in the wood, sacrifice on live television. Oh, wow. Who is genuinely innocent? Leave your mother and father. Nothing holy about Lucifer. Insatiable lust for power. Mick word a holy Bible. Clutch it like a cornerstone. For holiness of the divine gene. Don't forget Mick word. Counting on the Omer Day 5. Eric will be hunted down. I am safe. Comic 4432. Star-crossed lunar eclipse. But do you think they would actually do a live sacrifice on television?
Yeah.
Yep.
I do. I think they would.
Oh, I do too.
And who was supposedly killed by the FBI?
They would do it sneakily, though. Not sneakily, but they'd be doing it kind of,
Who was supposed to have been killed by the FBI? Wasn't that lady?
Oh yeah. Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah. And
She was killed on national TV.
yeah, that was a sacrifice on television. That's what is it? That was it. That's what he's talking about. I'm gonna give me that video set up.
Freedom is a fragile thing.
Is this the one that North Carolina wanted me to play?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, share audio. Yeah. Kill mama.
Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. And those in world history who have known freedom and then lost it have never known it again.
Let's face it, your God, your book, are in the way. You feel that you're making a last-ditch stand for your faith, and you've chosen this as a hill that you're willing to die on.
Our whole faith started because one man chose a hill he was willing to die on.
I would like to call this hearing of the House Subcommittee to order.
Right now, there's an effort underway to amend the Universal Educational Guidelines.
Once we decide what a child needs to know, it becomes imperative that every child know it.
Remember the visit we got from social services the other day?
I'm here to review your homeschooling environment.
Religion has been removed from our schools. They're teaching kids that they don't need God.
If your children do not show up at school a week from Monday, you will be charged with contempt of court, meaning you will be incarcerated.
Shannon said last night she doesn't want her parents going to jail.
This is bigger than just homeschooling. I think we should fight this. We need to.
Just want to make sure you understand what you're fighting here.
Our district teaches a revisionist version of history.
If God is for us, who can be against us?
Around here, just about everyone else.
The country is just now beginning to realize that unity means winning under our terms.
For 2,000 years, men have been trying to get rid of Christianity. What makes you think that you can accomplish what they couldn't?
They didn't have an 83% approval rating.
That's part of your plan, isn't it? Keep us all divided so we don't realize that you're really chipping away at our freedoms and liberties.
America is a country so blessed to whom much is given, much will be required.
You see those statues and those monuments out there? They say, you work for us.
You are out of order, Mr. Bell.
A government of the people, by the people, for the people.
Look, goodness.
I want to see that.
That looks really pretty good.
I love God's Not Dead.
That looks like a good movie. I like that title.
Yeah, I love Pure Flix.
Yep. Definitely want to see that.
God's not dead, he's surely alive.
Hey, Dynamite. Yeah, I like that song.
It's one of my daughter's favorite.
Hey, Silver Girl. Believing in South Carolina to reach out to Clay Clark.
I was just responding to her.
Okay, awesome. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
We love Miss Silver Girl. We're gonna get her well.
You know, if you ever want to do online games, we can do that.
But we know you play.
Sounds like fun, but I think I'm getting well and I'm doing a book.
Yeah. But you're gonna love writing, doing that, like that talk to text, so you can write your book and you can speak it and it'll text it for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on, and I'm working on trying to get so I can do more than 2 or 3 hours setting up, and then I'm gonna, and at the same time I'm kind of working on what program or what I need for my computer.
Right.
Yeah, Misha, you mentioned your friends on Angel Longway under Patriot Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A shout out.
This is a good movie here to, if y'all get a chance. This is for everybody out in the chat. Highly recommend y'all watch this movie. Oh, I was bawling like a baby for this movie.
Uh-huh.
This is the official trailer.
Mommy? Yes, Colton? Did you know I
Oh,
have
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's your sister? No, I have 2 sisters. You had a baby die in your tummy, didn't
I love
you?
that house.
I had a baby die in my tummy. In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me she died in your tummy.
We need to get him in surgery right away. The pain that I suffered watching my son that close to death.
We're in trouble here. He's much worse. Will you call some friends and pray for him?
The hospital staff said that your son was not expected to survive. Use the word miracle.
Your son had a near-death experience.
He saw things that I can't really explain.
I lifted up and I looked down. Mom was in one room, you were in another room yelling at God.
He's been out there staring for hours.
Is something wrong with Colton?
Why do you say that?
Sometimes he says weird things. I've been here.
I don't think we've been here before, pal.
You're the grandpa named Pop, right?
He died when I was about your age.
He's very nice.
You saw my grandfather? Where did you see him?
In heaven?
Is this him? Is this the man you saw?
No, in heaven everybody's young.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. That's Pop.
honey? Did you punch a kid in the nose?
They were making fun of Colton. Is he gonna get a spanking?
Heck no. She's going to teach you to hit without hurting your knuckles. I won't believe him. But everything he talks about is impossible.
You saw heaven? What does it look like? It's beautiful.
We all want to be supported. We can't have our town turn into a circus.
Some people might be afraid of believing.
Don't you think we need to be talking about this life?
Do you think you guys sound like to heaven?
You don't have to worry. People in there, everything was alright.
It's making a difference. Haven't we already had a glimpse of something? You know, the first cry of a baby, the courage of a friend, the love of a mother, a father. I see it, so I believe it.
Do you?
That's such a good movie.
Looks so good.
Makes me cry.
Oh, no, it's sweet.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I'm so happy to hear Mr. T's voice.
I know.
Speaking of which, we need to get back to the comms. So, right.
I'm trying to find a video you played, but I'm trying to find it first.
Let me go over the comms. So we're gonna. All right. So it said 100, which was posted November 5th, 2017, by Anonymous. So who is the Queen of England? How long in power? Who with power comes corruption? What happened to Diana? What did she find out? Who was she? Why was she running? Well, who did she entrust to help her flee? What was the cover? Why is this relevant? Why now? Old connection. News. Bad actor. London mayor. Background. Affiliation. Connection to the Queen. British M16 agents dead. When? How? What was reported? What really happened? Why is this relevant? Wealth, corruption, secret society, evil, Germany, Merkel. Migrants. How many migrants are important? Assets. What are assets? Define assets. Why are migrants so important? What are assets? Why are migrants so important? What are assets? Why are migrants so important? Operations. Satan. Who follows? What political leader worships Satan's? What does upside down cross represent? Who wears openly? Why? Who is she connected to? Why is this relevant? Spirit cooking. What does spirit cooking represent? Cult. What is a cult? Who worshipped? Why is this relevant? Snow White, Godfather 3, Speed 17. Then we got 83. Simplified. Alice in Wonderland. Hillary. Saudi Arabia. References. Hillary Clinton on Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Saudi Arabia, the Blood Wonderland. Bloody Wonderland. All right. And then we got 80. We need to get organized. Things need to be solved to understand what is about to happen. Let's start with Alice in Wonderland. Hillary Clinton in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Saudi Arabia, the Bloody Wonderland. Snow White, Wizard and Warlock. 17. And then we have 70. Who did JK travel to Saudi Arabia recently? What is Saudi Arabia known for? What is the biggest donations originate from? Why is this relevant? Who else was relevant with Saudi Arabia? Safe harbor. Port of transfer. Why was there a recent smear campaign against since JK and POTUS? Why is this a timing important? Martial law declared in Saudi Arabia. Why is this relevant? How much money was donated to John M. Institute by Saudi Arabia, or CF by Saudi Arabia? How much money was donated to John M. Institute by Saudi Arabia? How much money was donated to Pelosi Foundation? How much money was donated to the CS and CA? What other bad actors have been paid by SA bribe, not just D's? Why did Bush family recently come out against POTUS? Who is good? What are the laws in Saudi Arabia versus U.S.? Charge criminals. What information might be gained by these detainees? Why is this important? Saudi Arabia, U.S. What force is actively deployed in Saudi Arabia? Is it Nigeria? NG. I don't know what NG. Anyways, have faith. These crumbs in time will equal to the biggest drops ever disclosed in our history. Remember, disinformation is real. God bless. Alice in Wonderland, The Great Awakening, 17. Well, I found out doing some digging that Mrs. Hillary, hey, darling, Mrs. Hillary Clinton was a stockholder in Walmart and also worked for Walmart back in the day before she became the president's wife. She was on the board of directors, I think.
He's the Wicked Witch of the whatever.
Mm-hmm. She was on the board of directors when she was, while he was in Arkansas. And we all know who Evergreen is linked to, and who Ever Given is now linked to Walmart.
I was looking into
coincidences still becomes fact. So
I was looking on
come on up, Dees.
Hey, come on, Dees. We want to hear about today.
Yeah, we want to hear about your rally, darling. Come on up.
Dees.
Dees. We need some masculinity up here. Come on.
Come on, Dees.
Hello, everybody. Love ya.
Hey, Dawn. How you doing, darling?
Oh, it's a pretty quiet day. Not too bad. Just really quiet.
Hey, Don.
Kind of boring.
Don, did you see Dee today?
I did not.
He was in Toronto on a bike ride in a protest, and he was excited and happy and bouncing around.
Well, he's got to get up here and tell us all about it because I had a really boring day.
Well, you need to subscribe to whatever's left of his channel.
I haven't heard from him in a couple of days, so I didn't know like if he was on his canoe trip or what was going on.
I heard him say he goes canoeing Tuesday.
Yeah.
He had a bad dude show up, and Dee's knew from across the street that he was a bad dude, and not everybody in that group knew that. But Dee saw that night he didn't have a mask on, and he was mad at him, so he had to be in.
Yeah.
He wasn't anything else. If he was mad at their marching down the street, it wasn't because he was mad about their issue, because he also was not wearing a diaper.
Holy cow.
And he attacked him with, I think Dee said mace. Am I getting this right, Dee? Angel, you giggles. You were on too, weren't you?
Watch with Dees too. What?
Weren't you watching Dees while he was riding?
Hey, Dees.
I have watched his videos before.
You were on today.
Yeah, no. I've been to a few of them, and nothing like that.
Hi, Dees.
I've been to a few of them. Whoops.
Where you at, Dees? You in the party?
Yeah.
Hello,
I've been to a
darling.
few of those protests. No one's ever acted like that. But
Well-
yeah, there was a guy and he came up to the crowd and started yelling at people, and then pulled out a can of pepper spray and sprayed a few people. And then this one guy just ran at him and shoved him like that completely, and the guy face planted the ground. And he was wearing all black, and he had a mask on, but it was like under his chin, a black mask. And he totally looked like Canadian Antifa. But
Sound like Antifa.
other than that, it was good. Yeah. Just
Did they go
causing
back-
shit and
Did they go
threatening
back to
people.
the restaurant? Did they go back to the restaurant?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they did. It was getting too late, so I left. But
How many people
Yeah,
were there?
it was fun. Like 50.
That's
And
good,
a
though.
lot of people got scared off because they went and arrested a bunch of people that there was hundreds showing up before.
Wow.
But it's
Don't
the
get
biggest
arrested,
thing
Denise.
that they were talking about there was, oh no, no.
Just take care of yourself and always protect yourself.
I was just the guy filming the other people fighting. I wasn't going to be a part of that, but I was filming
Yeah.
it.
Right.
But yeah, they're really pushing the whole passport thing here, and people aren't happy with it, which is good. But I don't know. A lot of the
Hey,
people
these
on
people are
like
standing up, though.
it's don't get me wrong, it's good to go do that because at least you're like there's some people that we get to wake up by doing that, but a lot of the people are just they're so for this agenda. They want it. I don't get it. They like the lockdowns and the masks and yeah.
You just posted another video.
That's it.
Yeah, I meant to post it a while ago. It was when I went and found those UN trucks by my house.
Oh, this is the trucks being made in North Toronto. It just popped up on my notifications.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just doing some stuff on YouTube and saw that I had uploaded it, but I never put it public.
Hey, guess what? Employees are not required
Yeah,
to
no,
get
I had fun. I met a few people.
What, Vicky?
Guess
Sorry, what was that, Vicky?
Guess what? Companies not not requiring for their employees to get the Jabberwocky.
What?
CDC.
The CDC?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that fitting?
Wow.
Oh, that's bad. That's oh.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Backward.
Where are the attorneys? There's got to be attorneys in this country that when something like that happens, because people are going to say, well, they're a government office, but they're not. They're private. Ask Gates' pocketbook.
Well, the CEO of PFIZER said that him and his family ain't gonna take it. I mean, the guilt to the Bates, him and his family ain't gonna take it. But they're practically, you can get a free Happy Meal if you go to Mickey D's and go take the Jabberwocky. I mean, they can't bribe us any more ways than that. And if they got to do that to convince people to take this stupid thing, then there's a lot of people I feel sorry for.
There you go, Deez.
Yeah, that'd be me.
That'd be me in about 5 minutes.
They all think I'm crazy anyway.
I don't need a mood ring. I have a face.
That's why I don't play poker.
Who dropped out? No.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Now somebody else.
No, I got you, Giggles. Oh, now these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be having some internet issues.
I love
Wish
this.
I
I love this one. This one is the one I like. I was a big. My brother, he was into Star Trek, and I was really into it too.
You didn't have to pay them much. I like that one. I'm waiting on this one.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to have to keep those parties to ourselves because we can't do that to them.
Right.
I like that one. Drain it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. How you doing, Clifton? CJ? Hello, Shadow Dancer. I'm your shadow dancer. A dancer for money. Yeah. Oh, there's Vicky. Hold on. I'm on. There.
Accidentally got me too.
Drop the link again. So, guess these had internet issues. So, someone wants to either read the Bible. So, I'm going to read the Bible. We're going to open it up blindly. Right? What I used to do. It opened up to Jeremiah.
29:11. My favorite verse.
This is Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah 3. Elohim said, if any man puts away his wife and she goes from him and becomes another man's wife, does he not return to her again? Would not the land be made greatly unclean? But if you have committed whoring with many lovers, would you return to me, declares Yahweh. Lift up your eye to the bare heights and see where you have not lain with men, besides the ways you have set for them like an Arabian in the wilderness. You have made land unclean with your whoring and your evil. Therefore the showers have been withheld, and there has been a latter rain, and you have a whore's forehead. You refuse to be ashamed. Shall you not from now on cry to me, my father, you are the God of my youth? Does not one bear a grudge forever? Does one keep it to the end? You have spoken and done the evil that you could. And Yahweh said to me, the days of Yahshua the sovereign, have you seen what backsliding Israel has done? She's gone up on high, every mountain, under every green tree, and committed whoring. And after she had done all these, I said, return to me, but she did not return. And her treacherous sister, Yedidiah, saw it. And I saw it for all the causes which backsliding Israel has committed adultery, and put her away and given her a certificate of divorce. And yet her treacherous sister Yedidiah did not fear, but went and committed whoring too. And it came to be through her frivolous whoring that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and wood. And yet for all of her treacherous sister, Yedidiah had not returned to me with all her heart, but falsely, declares Yahweh. And Yahweh said to me, backsliding Israel has shown herself more righteous than her treacherous Yedidiah. And go and proclaim these words towards the north and say, return, O backsliding Israel, and declares Yahweh. I shall not look on you in displeasure, for I am lovingly committed, declares Yahweh, and I do not bear a grudge forever. Only acknowledge your crookedness, because you have done disgrace against your Yahweh, your Elohim, and have scattered your ways to strangers under every green tree, and you have not obeyed my voice, declares Yahweh. Return, O backsliding children, declares Yahweh. You shall rule over you, and shall take you, one from a city and two from a clan, and shall bring you to Zion. And I shall give to you shepherds according to my heart, and they shall feed you with the knowledge and understanding. And it shall be when you have increased that you shall be fruitful in the land of those days, declares Yahweh. That no longer say the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, neither would you come to heart, nor would it be remembered it, nor would they visit it, nor would it be made again. In that time, Yeshalayim shall be called the throne of Yahweh, and the nations shall be gathered to it. To the name of Yahweh, to Yeshalayim, you no longer walk after stubbornness of their evil heart. In those days, the house of Yedidiah shall go to the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I've given as an inheritance to your fathers. But I said, how would I put you among the children, and gave you pleasant land and splendid inheritance of hosts of nations? I said, call me my father, and do not turn away from me. But indeed, as a wife betrays her husband, so have you betrayed me, O house of Israel, declares Yahweh. A voice was heard on the bare height, weeping supplicants of children of Israel, because they had perverted their way. They have forgotten Yahweh and Elohim. Return, O backsliding, I make you backsliding cease. See what we have come to you, for you are Yahweh, our Elohim. Truly, delusion comes from the high hills, and a noisy thongs on the mountain. Truly, in Yahweh, our Elohim, is the deliverance of Israel. For shame has devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. We shall lie down with our in our shame while we reproach covers us, for we have sinned against Yahweh, our Elohim, and with our fathers from our youth given to this day, and not obeyed the voice of Yahweh, our Elohim. So we need to recognize our sins, own up to them, and go back to God. So. Think of it. That I just went. What it said. Bless you.
Bless you.
God bless you.
But I mean, God will forgive us of anything as long as we go back to Him and admit to what we've done wrong. So, doesn't sound like a mean God or unforgiving one.
And we're supposed to pray for our leaders, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy. We know how evil they are.
Hyacinth and Believing are having fun together. So, someone texted me.
This is Wi-Fi.
No.
Is there room on that shelf?
I put it down there at the bottom. Just scooch out the laundry basket on that shelf there. But just leave it right there. That's fine. Okay. So Jeremiah 16. All right, we'll do that one. I love this Bible. I do.
It looks like it's a big one.
Huh?
That looks like a big one. Oh, okay. You added something big. I was like, what?
Oh, it's the scriptures. I got it through Bear Independent. So
Yeah.
This is what the Lord does.
Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That's every time I hear Jeremiah, that's what hops in my head.
Jeremiah was bullfrog.
Was a good friend of mine. Jeremiah. All right. Yeah. All right. So Jeremiah 16. Ooh. 16, 10 through 21. All right. Okay, and it shall be when you declare to these people all these words, they shall say to you, why has Yahweh pronounced all the great evil against us? And what is our crookedness? What is our sin that we have committed against Yahweh, our Elohim? Then you shall say to them, because our fathers have forsaken me, declares Yahweh, that we have walked under the Almighty Ones, and served them and bowed themselves to them, and have forsaken me and did not guard my Torah. And you have done more evil than your fathers. For look, even one walks according to the stubbornness of his own evil heart. But listen to me. So I shall throw you out of this land into a land that you do not know, neither you or your fathers, and you shall serve the mighty ones day and night, where I show you no favor. Therefore, see, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when it is no longer said, Yahweh lives, who brought up my children of Israel from the land of Mizraim. But Yahweh lives, who brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from the land where he had been driven them. For I will bring them back to their land I have given to their fathers. See, I am sending for many fishermen, declares Yahweh, and they shall fish them. After I shall send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill, out of every hole of the rocks. For my eyes are on all their ways. They have not been hidden from my face, nor has crookedness been hidden from my eyes. For first I shall repay double for their crookedness and their sin, because they have defiled my land, where the dead bodies of their disgusting matters have been filled, my inheritance with the abominations. O Yahweh, my strength, my stronghold, my refuge in the days of distress of the nations shall come to you from the ends of the earth and say, our fathers have inherited only falsehood, futility, and there is no value in them. Would a man make mighty ones for himself, which are mighty ones? Therefore, see, I'm causing them to know this time. I cause them to know my land, my might, and they shall know my name as Yahweh. I like that. I like that.
Wow.
In the end, he's going to let them know. This is mine. Thank you.
Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord.
Yep.
Whether they want to or not, they're going to have to say it.
Yep. I'm laughing at them. So what was that video? The bananas, the blue bananas you wanted to hear?
That's going to be the biggest I told you so in history when that day happened.
Yeah. The blue banana.
No, it's 30,000 pounds of bananas.
30,000 pounds of bananas. 30,000.
I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Maybe I'll tell them to pick me up some bananas.
Is it by Harry Chapin?
Yep.
All right.
Not him.
All right. Let's see
I'm
what.
looking for it, but I didn't find it faster than you did. I've got it somewhere, but
Yeah.
who knows where.
Let's share.
But now remember what bananas is while he's singing, okay?
Yep. There we go.
Not the round yellow things, but the other banana. The pink and blue banana. And the pink.
It was just after dark when the truck stopped me down the hill that leads into Scranton, Pennsylvania, carrying 30,000 pounds of banana, carrying 30,000 pounds, headed me down. Oh, banana. It was a young driver, just out on his second job, and he was carrying the next day's base to push for everyone in that cold storm city where children play without despair in backyard snack miles, and folks manage to eat each day about 30,000 pounds of banana. Yes, just about 30,000 pounds, dreaming again, Jenna, of bananas. He passed the sign that he should have seen, saying shift the low gear and $50 I'll find my friend. He was thinking perhaps about the wrong red woman who was waiting at the journey's end. He started down the 2-mile drop, the curve and roar of the ground from the top of the hill. He was pushing on through the shortening mile, ran down to the depot, just a few more miles to go. Then he'd go home and have her ease his long breath the day away from the smell of 30,000 pounds of banana. Yes, the smell of 30,000 pounds of banana. He was picking up speed as the city spread its twinkling lights below him. But it made no heed as the shivering thoughts of the night's delight went through him. His goodness was to slow it down, but the pedal roared easy without a sound. He said, "Great." This is the brain. This is the brain on the splatter. Yes, there was 30,000 pounds.
Getting a copyright.
Yeah. That was a horrible version. Absolutely horrible.
I wasn't quite sure what that was.
Wanted to get you for a copyright was it was so bad they didn't even recognize it. But he got
that was a country version.
and it's the best one is when he's on concert and it's a concert one, but it gets faster and faster and faster and faster, and at the end they can't figure out how they want to end it, and they throw out 2 or 3 different endings, and they end up with 24,000 pounds of smashed banana.
Oh, here we go. Here's a new JP. He's funny.
I sent that to you today.
Yeah, this one's gonna be good.
Excuse me? I don't like to think for myself. And I'm offended you would just assume that I do. No, I just like to use crutches so I don't have to rely on myself to do my own walking. It helps my legs get weaker. Censorship protects you from misinformation. Why wouldn't you trust the people taking away your right to free speech? Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom. Dude, without censorship, someone might send me medical information that could help me make an informed, consensual decision. I don't think Bill Cosby would like that. Trusting your own discernment about information in front of you should be illegal. If we were meant to use our own brains, then God wouldn't have given us censorship. Without censorship, it's like we'd have to be independent, functional adults. Hi, Mom. What should I eat for dinner tonight? Oh, you want freedom? Even if that means people are going to die? Misinformation is the leading cause of death worldwide. I don't believe in considering different opinions. I'm not an extremist. I do believe 100% of the mainstream narrative. It's basically the word of God because it comes from CNN. Except I don't think they're wanting us to believe in God anymore for some reason. Prison's probably the safest place you can be. I wish I was there. They're censoring our social media, soon our texts. I'll tell you, I wish they were censoring this conversation too. Can I have a snack? I got a letter from my insurance company in the mail, and it hasn't been censored yet. Could you read it first to make sure there's nothing in it that'll hurt me? Do you think it'd be scarier to be attacked by a bear, a shark, or misinformation? I'm done. Could someone please come and wipe my butt?
Okay, now pull up your pants, bud.
But you like do it all by myself?
Okay, now let's go ahead and wash those hands.
Should I put a life jacket on first? I don't want to be informed. Being informed is rooted in systemic racism. My grandfather died when he was 89 years old. Yeah, we're not sure if it was old age or misinformation. We never had an autopsy done, so we'll never know for sure. Dude, it's not a bad thing. What are you, nuts? They're controlling what information you can see to protect you. So anyway, yeah, when I was a kid, he would beat me and the rest of my family as a way of protecting us. Well, I'll tell you, the one thing the Nazis did right was censor their citizens. Wouldn't we be safer if we, didn't have any rights? I want to thank this sponsor.
She's hilarious. Hey, Silverblue, did you happen to have a video of Brad Barton of my little talk show?
I don't know the name. Angel, check that last. Check the last comment I put in private chat from Highest. Never using my phone. I've never had that happen. I just wonder, read it and see if anybody else has.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Apparently it's an algorithm thing that YouTube puts out. I've never had one, but people have said that about 101s too.
Yep. So it's normal. It's just that we had it done to us because we aren't on our phones, most of us, or many of us.
Right.
Is it only phone, or does it also involve tablet, etc.?
I don't know. I've never gotten one.
Well, with Apple coming out and saying that what they're doing with monitoring everything, we all need what is that thing? Faraday cage? That's the next thing that's going to come out. It's Faraday cages, envelopes to put your cell phone in so that
Sponsor of this video, Primal Life Work.
Because with Apple admitting it, we all knew they were doing it. And why they haven't come out with that for a product, I don't know. This one guy got Faraday cage hats and shirts and pants and all kinds of things on Dark Outpost. I was watching one of his videos, or somebody else, Dark Outpost video was interviewing him. And we need one for the phone too. I mean, that's what they're using. If you put it in, what is that thing? Where'd you get that?
A Faraday bag. I got this years ago at a flea market type thing, and you put your phone in there, and it's got a little Faraday right here. So
well, we need some of those for our phones in such a way that we can still use them inside the cage. In other words, without them out. And I don't know how that would work. Probably not very well.
It's EMF lined, so
yeah.
Faraday bag. The little hooks came off on one of them, so I have to get something because it used to hook on my pants, but one fell off. So I'm just gonna keep this in my purse with my phone in it. That way, if anything happens, it's all good.
It's also totally unusable, right? Well, in other words, anybody that sends you a text or calls you on that phone while it's in that thing
Right.
is going to get you, right?
Right. So, but it's good to have though.
Yeah, yeah.
It cost me like $20, $25.
I wonder if we put, okay, I'm really good at adapting. If we put a little antenna on the phone and let it hang down inside the bag, and then when we wanted to use it, pull the antenna up just enough so that the signal gets out, and we do our business, and then we put it back in there, if that would work. Of course, we could always do what God would do and just not do anything we care anybody knows about. But there are certain things that we do that we wouldn't want everybody splashing all over the TV show.
Yeah.
Taking a bath, having sex with your husband, any of those kinds of things.
In and out, in and out, in and out.
She's playing me tonight.
Yep, you're being giggles.
You got that? I got it to you on Facebook.
You are breaking up.
The video, the biggest and best news.
Yes.
Play that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, I'll stream your this. Hold on. Alright.
Brad, he travels with he goes to things with Linwood.
Oh, okay.
Careful, don't say that name.
LW.
LW.
Yeah. Lindsay
And, MF.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You can come give me a kiss. That way people will believe. They'll know. They'll believe I have a wife. Hello, everybody. I've been sporting my shirt today.
What's
all
it say?
along the beach. Unmasked, unmuzzled,
Unafraid.
unvaccinated, and unafraid.
There you go.
I'm just really trying to figure out what to say. I don't think you've ever seen me at a loss for words, but I am at a loss for words right now. Let's see this paper. Let's get it. Courtney, you're not going to believe it. Oh my gosh. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Hello, everybody. Hello, Andrea, Hello, Gloria. Hello, Denise. Michelle, Tyler, Texas. What's up, Dustin? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. A lot of you were asking me about the. Hold on. It says, Brad, we were just on with Stu Peters' show, and it was revealed that there's no isolated COVID virus, and the Delta variant is just the people that have had the jab spreading it through the that they got. That's from the Mama Bears. Thank you, Emily. We have a lot to talk about, Emily. A lot. This is great stuff. It's great news. Okay, I'm just I'm just overwhelmed right now. All right, so let me just try to get into it. Okay. So here's the first thing I'm gonna show you. Okay, this is not about what the show tonight's about. As I told you, I wasn't gonna do a show anymore. This is just too big. I can't not do it to talk to you. But I want to show you this first about Fauci. Fascist Fauci. Okay. So people were asking me about it, so I want to show it to you right here. Okay. So, all right. So this is Fauci, and this was yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. Fauci confirms you have taken the, here, I'll let you read it. You have been blank completely for nothing. All right, you ready? Here it is. Here we go.
Variant. That has changed the entire landscape because when you look at the level of virus in the nasopharynx of a vaccinated person who gets a breakthrough infection with Delta, it is exactly the same as the level of virus in an unvaccinated person who's infected. That's the problem. So those data are very compelling, and that triggered the change in the CDC guideline.
All right, and I'm going to play it again from the start.
Now that we have a Delta variant, that has changed the entire landscape because when you look at the level of virus in the nasopharynx of a vaccinated person who gets a breakthrough infection with Delta, it is exactly the same as the level of virus in an unvaccinated person who's.
Do you get what he just said? It's the same level of somebody that's un-V, and they get it. I'm going to rewind it last time. Listen closely.
Now that we have a Delta variant, that has changed the entire landscape because when you look at the level of virus in the nasopharynx of a vaccinated person who gets a breakthrough infection with Delta, it is exactly the same as the level of virus in an unvaccinated person who's infected. That's the problem. So those data are very compelling, and that triggered the change in the CDC guideline.
The goalposts are moving, and they'll move again and again and again. Okay, now, somebody said that's not the best part of it. It may not be, but here's the deal. You get the point. That's not really what I just pulled this up just for a second. This is not even. I had some technical. Sorry about that. Had some difficulties there. I accidentally pushed the off button on my phone. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get to what I got to tell you. And I've got so much that I could get into tonight, and I don't think I am, because I really need to take some time to really look into this. I really need to take some time, not to look into it, but just to absorb it, I guess, because it's a lot. Okay. All right. So I got a message last night at about 3 a.m. Okay. From a man. I'm not going to say his name or where he lives. Okay. But you need to listen to what he's fixing to say. All right. So here, I'm just going to read it to you. Okay. First, let me say this. I am not a fake nor a fraud. I'm a pastor plus a law enforcement officer and have a government background with the IMF and other contracts. I work as a law enforcement officer, and I'm also a forensic investigator on the drug task force and work alongside of the U.S. Marshals. I lived in Maryland, but worked in D.C. for the government for years. What I can say, end quote, text, end quote, he says, because of what could be seen. In other words, he's saying I can't say a lot over on text because of what could be seen. But he told me I could share all of this is without his personal information. Okay, here it is. But last week, I personally was on a conference call with multiple states, with state police, local police agencies, U.S. Marshals, and other agencies that are unknown to the normal public person. All right, here it is. And let me just tell you, I'm just telling you up front, okay, before I say this, okay? Have I met the man? No, I haven't. But I did check him out, and he's legit, okay? All right, so I'm just telling you, this is, again, I can't swear on it, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't have a doubt in my mind about what the man's telling me. None. Zero. Okay, here we go. The bottom line is the federal agents on the call said openly that Trump has been in office and will soon be made public. We were all in shock, but glad. Now, with that being said, my buddy, who's a pastor in Alabama, called me and said that his son, who is in the military, called him and told him that his group was advised that Donald J. Trump was the president and commander-in-chief, that the military was only accountable to Trump, and Biden was a front. So while on the phone last week with the federal guys, I told that story, and we were told the whole truth, exclamation point. The truth as to what has been going on and what will continue to go on. What I can say is just take a step back and look at Biden and everything. I'm about to give you a big hint as to 50% of what's been going on. It's been a part of the plan. And remember, remember the Trump book, The Art of the Deal. The Art of the Deal. Biden and some of these others aren't in there because of fraud. We knew fraud would happen, but the deal was made, and with the covert deal, many were and are being exposed. Maybe someday I will meet you and we can chat. I'm attaching 2 pictures, one of my gear, so you don't think I'm a quack, LOL, and the second one of my badges. You may have to zoom in, but look at the badge I'm holding and the name that's on it. And I can tell you what it says. Okay. Why do I have it already? Well, because some of us know, and the government is preparing now, not for his return, because he's already in there, but he's revealing the massive trap that has been set, and also how many and who made a deal with him. The art of the deal. Love what you're doing. Keep it up, and God bless you, my brother. I wrote him back, and I said, oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew it. Praise the Lord. Okay. And he said, I said, is there anything in what you sent me that I can share? Okay. And he told me, you're allowed to share it all except my identity, where I live, and the pictures. Those are all very private. And I don't want any trouble from that. I'm just trying to remain safe in this, if you know what I mean. But as far as everything else, you can absolutely share it for sure. He said, the Christian people in this nation need to not only remember, but truly practice this. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew our strength. Nothing that comes easy is worth having, but what we fight for is worth it all. In the Bible, King David had 600 men, and they went to take back all their stuff. And along the way, 200 of those men dropped out because they were tired and weary. But yet David did not let that discourage him. The story goes on to say that David and the rest of his men go into the camp and they take back everything that was stolen. And it sent out a strong message to those people and in the other camps to not mess with David or his men. And that is where we are in the country today. Now, let me look here. Okay.
I'll drop the link for everybody. Here it is. Apparently we only have a certain amount of time to watch the unrig. Is that it?
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
And our deep rig movie.
Oh, we can watch it?
We're gonna watch it, but we can't watch it online. So I'm gonna drop the link for chat. If anybody in the chat wants to get up and watch it with us, we're gonna do it backstage. So there's the link.
Ooh.
We're doing it covertly.
I've never been backstage before. Have I?
Yeah, you've been backstage before.
But backstage is when we drop off YouTube.
Yeah.
And
We're
if
still
you're-
here. We're just not on
But
live.
we did that before. Yeah,
It's
I
not
remember.
live. Right.
I'm not sure, Angel, you're going to be able to open that link.
My
Because I'm subscribed to them.
wow.
So see if you can open the link.
Well, Wayne, you can. Let me see if I can open it. If I can't open it, hey, Deez.
Hey.
Then I'll have you do it, and then we'll just do a share screen. So let me see if I can open it. That's okay.
I remember we did that before.
Yeah. Did you get internet issues?
Oh yeah. It's being stupid.
I know that. Oops, something went wrong. That's what mine says.
Did it again.
Again and again. I kept trying to get back. It just kept dropping.
No, it looks like it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. So if anybody wants to hop on up, because we're gonna go down and we're gonna go backstage, and after the movie's over, we're gonna come back. So There's the StreamYard.
What movie are you putting on?
The Silver Girl. We're putting on the Deep Rig. About was that what's his name? The Overshot guy, Patrick Burns movie about the. Oh, there she is. Hey, Shadow.
A shadow.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Shadow.
Hello.
A shadow.
Yeah.
Hey, Hyacinth, come on up, darling. And Guardian, if you want to hop on in, because I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I got
a turn.
You gotta. Hello. Hey, Believin'. And then we're gonna end the broadcast. So I'll see you all when I start another stream. There we go. We'll be back.